everyone, it's Sammy from Scrap Masters Paradise. We are about halfway through the month and I have just been loving challenging myself to use my January kit. I have really made some good progress on my kit and I just love it. I love being able to just grab this and start creating, and it's just revolutionized my scrapping. This year we're actually on a no spend year. I am just challenging myself in all areas of life to use what we've got instead of buying other things and kind of mindlessly adding things to the pile of stuff. And so far so good. We're 2 weeks in and I've just absolutely loved this. It's a big game changer for me to just put my own supplies together, challenge myself to use it. It has boosted my creativity significantly. And so I feel like I've been doing really good at pumping out projects. I will walk you through all the projects that I have made thus far. So it'll be 2 weeks worth of projects. I'm really trying to stick to 1 card per week and 2 scrapbook layouts per week. It's going to be a fun challenge, but so far it's been easy to maintain. I do not have to get in here every day to make 3 projects a week, but it is challenging myself to get in here more often. I thought at first I would try to get in here every day and do a little bit, but I just don't work like that. Like, I want to finish a complete project from start to finish. And that makes it not so easy to just jump in here for 15 or 20 minutes. I really need like a good 45-minute to hour chunk. And with that in mind, I come in here probably 3 to 4 times a week and get some stuff done. And I really like it. It's a really enjoyable thing now that I don't have to sift through tons of products. I already know what I'm going to be using for the most part, and that's made it really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to the overhead camera mount and show you guys the projects that I made these last 2 weeks. Okay, so all of these projects have been added to the blog, or they will be added to the blog this week. I am really trying to do these more in real time. It seems like I'll scrapbook at night and then the next day I will try to blog whatever I scrapbook. So I'm really trying to get into a groove of adding the blogging back in as I work on projects. And so I did make 2 cards so far. They're both for the Lawn Fanatics Challenge, which is a challenge done by Lawn Fawn. You have to use Lawn Fawn stamps, and I have a bunch of those, so I thought it would be a fun challenge. This was for a winter inspiration challenge. They had different things you could draw from, and one of them was a color scheme, so I just used the color scheme. Here's my card. That was another one of my first attempts at Copic coloring again. And then I also have this one. I made this one for the challenge this week. It says, "I love you s'more every day," and I built the little scene. And the stamp set's also called Love You S'more, so I just used that to build the whole scene. And it included the sentiments and the little heart as well. And for this one, I used that January kit. I actually didn't use the January kit at all for this one. I just used cardstock. And so I used 2 sides of the same pattern paper for this one. And then walking into the scrapbook layouts that I made so far, I ended up making 5 layouts so far. This was actually 2 4x6 prints. I did 1 collage print with all 4 of the squares and then cut it in half so that I have 2 squares on top, or 2 rectangles on top, the main photo, and then 2 more rectangles. And it just really shows the action of them playing in the rain. And I thought it was a really cute picture. And I just accented it with the embellishments from the kit. I was able to make a title from those wood veneer shapes. I kept that one pretty simple. And then the next one was actually us making our Christmas Eve cookies. So I ended up pulling out pieces that were green and red and trying to work with the baking things and make it more festive since, you know, it's Christmas cookies. I also added some white and beige, and then I made the title with the Stanley alphabet. I used this and I alternated colors between red and green for the title. And then again, I was able to make a word from those same wood veneers. And that one turned out really simple and easy. And then my next one was actually of our visit to Champaign. We went this fall and saw the same kiddos from our Olden Days Moms group. And so one of the moms doesn't want her kids shown, so I covered up. It's just really fun to see how big they've gotten. These babies were all born about the same time, and a lot of the moms now have 2 kids. So it's really fun to see a lot of changes over that amount of time. And then my last 2 actually are back to back. So this is a 3.5-year birthday layout for Olivia. I probably should write 3.5 on here somewhere because it just says happy half birthday. And right now I know that she's 3.5 in this photo, but later on I might wonder how old she is. So I'll probably add that, maybe actually to right here would be a good idea to just put a 3.5 up at the corner. But I really just love this pattern paper that I used. And I ended up using some of the Doodlebug paper. And then for the title, I used up a bunch of those little alphas. I think I stuck them back in the folder, but I'm alternating those alphas to try to make some of these titles and get as much out of those glitter alphas as I can. So there's a mixed up title. Here's another one, but I didn't have all the letters to make the whole thing. So I ended up pulling out a thickers pack to do the happy and the girl. I think it turned out well. And so if you look really closely at this painting paper, it has like a grid ledger style background. And so I used that to line up these little rhinestones underneath the title. I thought that worked really well. They ended up being pretty well spaced out. And then I used, I think, what is an Elle Studio banner and then some freckled fawn hearts to decorate it up. And I kept it really, really simple. I also used some freckled fawn goodies. And there it is. And then my last layout for the 2-week span was this one, Livy in a Box. So I had this photo and I knew what title I wanted it to have. She would close the lid and pop back out, and it was just so much fun to watch her. She was just giggling. And this box sat in our living room for just days and days because she would just play with it all the time. I did a little bit of journaling on a tag. I think this is from a Cocoa Daisy kit from the past. Some random pattern paper that was in my little stack on the kit. And then I used those wood veneer hearts with the little gold freckled fawn heart in between. They just, or in the middle, I mean, they just fit really nicely. And then a couple of enamel dots and a couple more rhinestones to line up. And then that one was done. I kept it really simple. And I don't know how much more use I'm going to get out of this set here, but this was my first time using that Jenny Brolin alphabet set. I really like the look of those letters, so I'll try to incorporate those some more since that was the first time using them. I probably can get a lot more titles out of that pack. For 2 weeks, I think that is pretty good. I got 5 layouts done and 2 cards, and so I'm really happy with that. I am obviously still working on my 2018. I plan on getting the rest of my Project Life pages done and printed probably in February, since we're doing a very strict no buy January. We're not buying anything extra, even if it fits into the budget. And then February, we'll start our actual budget for the year. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are halfway through the month, so let me know how your scrap progress is going. I would love to know how it's going for you. So far, so good over here. It seems like a very manageable yet challenging amount for me, and that's what I need. I don't want it to be such a huge challenge that I'm psyching myself out over it. It's challenging it enough that it keeps me excited, but I also can actually complete it. That's what I really wanted for this year of challenging myself to use what I got and not buy new. And so I'm hoping that I can get really far through my supplies and hopefully not have to purchase anything this year. So I think this is something I will definitely stick with for a while, just putting together my own kits because it's really helped with the inspiration. So anyway, I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments down below how it's going for you. Be sure to like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Bye.